Dear students, in this online class, we are going to study export procedure. So, as we already came to know, in case of international business, the resources are exchanging between the countries. That means this international business includes export means selling of goods and buying means import of goods. So, in case of export of goods from India to any other country, there are certain steps which are going to be followed while exporting the goods. So, those steps are going to be considered as what steps involved in export of goods. So, in this online class, dear students, we are going to understand, we are going to learn what is this export procedure, how India is going to exporting goods to other country or other countries. So here is the list. In this online class we are going to learn only 8 steps, but according to the textbook there are 17 steps given. So out of 17 steps in this online class we are going to learn first 8 steps, and remaining steps are going to be learn are going to be studied in our next online class. So let us see what are those steps to be followed in case of export procedure. The very first step, that is receipt of inquiry letter and sending quotations. So in this step, the exporter is going to get an inquiry letter from that of importer. That means the importer is going to send a letter to the exporter for seeking information about goods and other trade terms and conditions. So that is what about receipt of inquiry. So after this inquiry letter sent by the importer, for that the exporter is going to sending a quotation to that of importer. So that is sending quotation. Sending quotation includes what? The exporter will send pro forma of invoice that includes product's name, means relating to price, quantity and the probable date to receive the goods. About this information included in that quotation. That is what about the first step, receipt of inquiry letter and sending quotation to importer. Then the second one, receipt of order. Yes, when the exporter sent a quotation to the importer, if the importer feels happy or satisfied the terms and conditions of the top exporter, then no doubt the importer going to place the order before the top exporter. So in the second stage what happens, the exporter will receive order from the top importer. That is the second stage. When the importer received order from exporter, next the third stage is going to be followed, that is called what? Assessing importer's credit worthiness and securing a guarantee for payments. See, the exporter is one country and importer is another country. So here the question comes that if the exporter sends the goods, is there any guarantee of receipt of payment from that of importer? For that purpose, what exporter does, he is going to assessing, he is going to getting information from importers. Means what about the ability to make payment of money value of those goods. So in this third stage, what happens, the exporter demands a letter of credit from the importer. So question comes, what is this letter of credit and why this exporter is demand for that letter of credit? So this letter of credit is a guarantee issued by the importer's bank, which will honor payment up to a certain amount of export value of goods. So that is the reason, for security of payment purpose, the exporter demands before that of importer to send or to furnish that letter of credit from his bank. After obtaining that letter of credit and after knowing the credit worthiness of that importer, next fourth step is going to be followed, that is obtaining export license. Yes, to export goods to another country, the export nation or the exporter has to get license from his nation. So without license, goods are not going to send to other country. That is the reason why exporter has to get to license, means green signal from his nation. For that, the exporter has to follow some procedure. Those are he has to opening a bank account with any commercial bank which is authorized by or recognized by Reserve Bank of India. Next, exporter has to obtaining import export to code number from Directorate General Foreign Trade. Then exporter has to registering with appropriate export promotion council, and he has to register with the export credit and guarantee corporation. So these are the steps are going to be followed for obtaining export license. So once exporter got license or green signal for exporting goods, then the fifth step is going to be following is what, obtaining pre-shipment finance. Yes. So what is this pre-shipment finance? Once exporter got license, he will approach his banker for obtaining pre-shipment finance by producing that letter of credit. So why this pre-shipment finance is needed to the exporter? Because to get raw materials he has to finance. So that is the reason why he requires finance to get raw material or components, packing purposes and transportation purposes. So for these purposes he required finance, and that finance is considered what, pre-shipment finance, and that is going to be obtaining by the exporter by producing that letter of credit which was obtained in the previous procedure from that of importer. So once collecting that pre-shipment finance, next he is going to production or procurement of goods. That is sixth procedure, production or procurement of goods. So as per the choice of the importer, production will start by exporter, or exporter may buy from his market for the purpose of exporting to that of importer. So that is what about the sixth stage, production of goods or procurement of goods as per the choices of that importer. Once this is completed, the next stage is what? Pre-shipment inspection. Before packing the goods, before going to exporting, this pre-shipment inspection has to be conducted. This includes what? Means before packing and shipping the goods, the competent agency which is appointed by the government of India, means the competent agency which is appointed by the government of India to check the quality of the goods. Of course, in our India there is one agency, that is Export Quality Control and Inspection Act 1963. So according to this act, before going to export the goods, these goods must be verified about quality by this quality and control inspection agency. So the exporter needs to contact the export inspection agency for obtaining a inspection certificate. So this is very essential, because without the obtaining certificate from this competent authority, the goods are not going to permitted to export. So that is, however, it is to be noted here that in case of EPZ, that is, or SEZ, that is special economic zone, or export oriented units, export processing zones, in these areas the pre-shipment inspection is not necessary. About these EPZ, SEZ, export oriented units, which are going to be tested in our incoming classes. So once this pre-shipment inspection successfully conducted, the next stage is what? Excise clearance. So this excise clearance includes what? Tax payable on the materials used in manufacturing of goods. So this excise commissioner, means the excise commissioner will issue the clearance certificate. But in many cases, the government exempts payments of excise duty or later on refunds if the goods so manufactured are meant for exports. So in this online class, we came to know the first 8 steps are to be involved as a export procedure. So remaining steps are going to study in our incoming classes. Thank you.